Monroe Living, our city at work. We know the services we provide affect your daily life, morning to night, from the water you drink and electricity power in your home to the roads you travel on to get to work and school. That's Monroe. Whether you exercise at the Aquatics and Fitness Center, enjoy the air show, play golf, catch a show at the Dow Theater, or need emergency services such as fire and police, you can count on the City of Monroe. We're a full-service city. In this podcast, we will take you behind the scenes to describe how these services are really delivered and hear firsthand from the dedicated people who make this all happen for you. We invite you to listen wherever it's convenient for you, whether you're walking, driving, or just relaxing at home. Our goal is to inform you of our special city and talk about how things really work here at the City of Monroe. So join us and explore the podcast, Monroe Living, Our City at Work. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monroe Living, Our City at Work podcast. I'm Lisa Hollowell, Assistant City Manager for the City of Monroe, and I'm here today with Ryan Jones. He is the Director of Property Management. Ryan, what brought you to the City of Monroe, and when was that?
I started with the City of Monroe in October of 2016 in the Parks and Recreation Department. I had worked previously in Mooresville and Concord and Hickory, and this was just a really good opportunity for me to continue my career in the Parks and Recreation Department, which essentially evolved into the role that I serve the city in now, which is in property management. I really enjoy working for the city. They've afforded me a lot of opportunity to make a really positive impact on the community, and it's really important to me that happens. So.
Thank you.
Been here for almost 10 years.
10 years.
Yep.
That is awesome. And thank you. You do a good job with the city, and we appreciate it. Can you describe how the city's leaf pickup program works, and what's that overall process?
Of course. Our leaf pickup process always starts from November and goes through February. We have 6 leaf trucks that run 5 routes through sections within the city. The 6th leaf truck we use as a backup in case one goes down. In case we're delayed, we can pull that leaf truck and go help a driver that's on a route that is a little bit delayed because of volume or weather or those types of things. So the trucks run essentially perpetually through their route. We don't do appointments really. We say that generally it takes us 10 to 14 days to pick up leaves on a normal volume schedule, essentially. So if there's some weather, or if there is if all the leaves fall at the same time, which typically happens, it might take us a little bit longer than that, but we try to stay in a 2-week time frame.
So Ryan, are you saying that it only takes about 14 days to pick up all the leaves?
Normally it takes about 14 days for us to do a full route per section, give or take weather, maintenance issues, volume, that kind of stuff.
And how does the city notify residents about when to put out their leaves for collection?
So we try to keep it at the same time frame every year, just so people are used to that time frame. But we also put a little insert in the utility bill. We also post on Facebook about a month or so prior to November that leaf pickup will start. And then we also have revamped our website to really be proactive on how we share that information with the public.
Are there any specific guidelines or rules that we must follow in order to get our leaves picked up?
Absolutely, and they're very important.
Okay.
If certain things aren't done, we're not able to pick those leaves up, and we can't. It's really hard for us to go back and pick those leaves up. So, unfortunately, if a guideline's not followed, that include you need to pile your leaves behind the curb and not in the street. Don't bag your leaves for loose leaf collection. You can bag your leaves, but our department will not pick those up. Our department only picks up the loose leaves on our vacuum trucks. You'll see them with the big vacuum hoses on the side of the truck. You can't block bike lanes, sidewalks, fire hydrants, storm drains, parked cars, or water meters, and we cannot remove them. And the reason for that is that our hose can't get, if it's too close to a parked car, we don't want to get so close to a parked car or personal property where we damage that property. Also, do not put large limbs in your leaf piles. That's very important, because if those limbs get stuck in our hose, we've got to pull that truck out of the rotation, and that delays us. So if any of those things happen, and our drivers see that there's limbs or it's too close to the curb or on a storm drain, we have door hangers that will hang on your door and say, sorry, we were here to pick them up, but unfortunately, you need to do this, and then we'll pick them back up on the next time we come through that rotation. If we come back on a callback, it delays other people's pickups, so we have to keep that route rolling, so we don't delay the entire route, essentially.
So you can't put your leaves in the street, and what if you have a sidewalk? Does it have to be between the sidewalk and the street, or on the other side of the sidewalk? Yes.
It needs to be as close to the street as you can get it, so we can pull our truck in and vacuum those leaves up. So if it needs to be on the street side of the sidewalk, there's a median there, and just away from impediments, away from things that we might not be able to reach because of a parked car or a mailbox or a fire hydrant, those types of things.
And do you only pick them up at residences, or are there any kind of like central locations for collections?
We only pick up at the curb. We don't have any drop-off sites, and like I said, our route runs continually throughout the entire week.
Well, I want to move over to a topic regarding it being environmentally friendly. So how does the city ensure that leaf collection is environmentally friendly?
So we have a leaf dump site that we dispose of all of our leaves. There are certain permits that we have to have through the state that make sure that we're aware of the runoff, the stormwater runoff that happens at these leaf collection sites. But we also compost our leaves. So we have a really good relationship with a contracted vendor that we dump our leaves at the leaf site, and that individual comes and composts all these leaves and then sells them back to the public.
And what was that last part? They provide them back to the public, or
they're able to sell them back to the public.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Where would one buy this compost leaves?
Privet Industries is the individual that we contract and partner with that, and it's really good for the city, and that's offered at no cost to the city. So when once you dump leaves, we got to have have something to do with them. If not, we'll have just massive piles of leaves that are just kind of there. So this is a full turnkey process that we're able to remove leaves from the curb, and then compost them in a way that is environmentally friendly, and then provide them back for compost, for fertilizer, and that kind of stuff.
That's a great process.
Mm-hmm.
And how successful is the participation rate in the leaf pickup program? Are most residents participating in it?
So this service is provided as a general service. If you are a resident that lives in the city and you put your leaves out, we'll pick them up. There's no extra cost to a resident. Just to kind of give you some perspective on how many leaves we pick up, we do, depending on the year, between 800 and 950 truckloads of leaves a year.
Wow.
And that's the equivalent of 20 to 25,000 cubic yards of leaves. It is a lot, and we're very happy to offer this, because I don't have a leaf pickup service, and I have to rake my leaves and stuff, and I'm very jealous that the city of Monroe has this service that picks their leaves up for them, and also takes care of those leaves in a way that's environmentally friendly.
So that sounds like a lot of leaves that get picked up. But regarding like residential participation, do most city residents participate in it?
I would say most city
out?
residents take full advantage of the program.
Are there any incentives or different programs in place that would encourage residents to participate in it?
Not outside of making it easier for you to care for your lawn and pulling your leaves out into the curb. There's not really an incentive. I think it's a valuable service. I think people enjoy the service. I think they appreciate the the quality of life that it probably allows people to spend time with their families instead of raking their leaves up all the time. It's a very well received program. People really look forward to for the truck to come around.
We get a lot of compliments about the leaf pickup program, but what are some of the challenges that you face with this program?
The big challenge that we deal with is one that we can't control, and that's weather.
Right.
You know, when it rains, those piles become a lot heavier and they're sticky, and it slows down our ability to vacuum those leaves up. And sometimes, if it's really raining, we're not able to run those routes at all. So that's when we really have to pull that extra truck out and try to catch up. Some areas might not have gotten the amount of rain, and a truck in a certain section might get done with their route that day sooner, and we'll pull that driver and go help another driver in an area that might need some support. And that happens all the time. And also just general maintenance issues. You know, if we have a truck go down, it happens. You know, if we have a stick get caught in a hose, these trucks have a computer that help us operate the hose, and if that goes down, it takes that truck out. So we really have to. Our drivers do a really good job of not just being responsible for their own route, but understanding that the bigger picture, that there's a need in the entire community, that we don't want to delay these leaves, because if we delay them too much, we could have some wind come through there, and it just blows those leaves back into the yard. They're raking back out again. So we're really conscientious of that. We really want to make sure that we get those leaves as soon as we can, and they are running. You know, if we have to come in on a Saturday, sometimes we'll do that, and that's really around the high volume times in mid-November. And we'll run a couple trucks in a couple areas that we know have a lot of trees. The more established neighborhoods that the trees are dropping leaves a lot more frequently.
Well, Ryan, what about complaints or any issues that you encounter, like from the resident perspective?
The main complaints that we get are if it's just one of the trucks coming. You know, if somebody, we try to be proactive now on our communication through our website to let people know when we're coming and where we've been and where we're going to be. But you know, I think people might get a little nervous that they put their leaves out after like a day or two after the truck gets there. So if you're nervous about that and you want to plan that, just give us a call, and we can kind of tell you, you know, where our truck is. And so if you don't want to put your leaves out today, you might want to wait another week or so to put your leaves out, so they're not sitting out there on the curb for 2 weeks.
Right.
So our Angie Sestar is our business manager. Business administrative analyst, and she knows where these trucks are. She knows the routes, and she'll make sure she lets you know where we're going to be.
And is she the person that deals directly with the customers when they call in, or the residents?
Yep. So Angie is the one. So whenever you have a leaf collection, Angie Sestar will have an answer for you.
What about your website? You talked about having a bunch of information on the website regarding collection. What kinds of information is included on there?
So we worked with our communications department, and we worked with our drivers, and we vastly upgraded our website, and we have seen a tremendous positive impact on the calls that we're getting. Again, the majority of the calls that we get are just asking us where the trucks are. Sometimes we'll get some people that are asking, that say, my leaves are out here, I saw the truck go by, and then we're able to we have a scout, essentially, that will go out to that property and say, you know, why did we miss it? And then we'll call them back and say, okay, this is something we can come back on, or, you know, we just, you know, we'll be back on this tentative date. But some of the upgrades that we made to our website include public access to the route map. That has all the road names within the section, so you can look at that route map and say, okay, I'm on this street in this route. And then on top of that, we have a weekly update that we tell the community, the public, where we are this week and where we're going to be next week, so they can kind of plan without calling us. And again, more than welcome to call us. We're not trying to avoid calls,
Right.
but it's a proactive approach to say, this is where our trucks are right now. This is where we're going to be next week. So you can say, okay, they're at the street beside of me last week, so they should be here next week. So I can put my leaves out this weekend. And then just general information on do's and don'ts of how you pile your leaves. Like, don't put them on the curb. I think a lot of people in the past didn't know that they couldn't put them close to a mailbox. Just certain things like that. So they don't have to move their leaves over 5 feet because we weren't able to get them because they're too close to a mailbox or another impediment. And then just general frequently asked questions are all on our website now. So it's a one-stop shop for all your leaf pickup needs, and
that's great.
It's really helped us too to provide this service more efficiently, and that's really our goal is an efficient process where people aren't having to take time out of their day to call us and say, where are you guys?
Do people normally put their leaves also near where they have their trash can and their recycle?
It's normal in that general area. It doesn't have to be there. Our drivers really do a good job. Whatever's most convenient for the resident. If it's convenient for them to put that in that general area, that's fine. But if it's more convenient to put them on the corner, we'll pick those up as well.
How is the leaf pickup program funded? If it is free to the residents, then how is it actually funded, or is it?
It is funded through our operational budget through the general fund. There's no other cost to the residents for this service. We don't really see a financial benefit, but our leaves again are composted at no cost to the city. So our maintenance and our equipment is all funded through the general fund.
It's a great service. I know it's very important to residents, and we get a lot of compliments on that particular program. What else can you tell us about any challenges or anything that you want the residents to know about the leaf pickup program?
I think the biggest thing that we're trying to do is just every year we assess how, again, efficient we are. What type of things, what common concerns have the community shared with us that we can benefit from, and how can we answer questions more accurately? So one thing that I'm really excited about that we're adding to our trucks is a GPS on our trucks, so that when they call Miss Angie, Angie can tell them exactly where our truck is.
That's amazing.
And not just they're in this general area. It helps to know the general area, but if we can tell them we are exactly right here, without calling our drivers. So right now, Angie will pick up the phone and call our driver and say, hey, where are you? This will kind of let her see exactly where our trucks are. If there is a truck that's broken down, we can better assess that. And then also, we'd like to provide a specific phone line and email address that just are exclusive to leaf concerns. Right now, we have a share your concern button on our website that you can hit that button on our website, and it sends an email directly to us. But it would be nice to have a phone line exclusively related to those services.
Is that a future plan to have
It
a
is.
dedicated?
Both of those are future plans. The GPS systems are already in our trucks. We just have to be trained on them. And then also, what we'd like to do is provide and embed how-to videos within our website to show you exactly what it should look like when you pile your leaves. Right now, we have pictures and that kind of stuff, but it'll be nice. And also just to get to know your drivers, because these drivers are through your neighborhood every other week, and our drivers are very friendly, and they will listen to any concerns that you have, and they're there to help you, and we're there to provide this service and make your life a little bit more convenient.
Have most of your drivers been with the city a while also?
That we are lucky to have some. We have a couple new drivers, but for the most part, we have a very seasoned leaf crew that know their routes really well. And it's also important that not only do they know their routes, but they know the other routes, because if somebody's sick, if there's an issue, or somebody's not able to get in the truck, that we can pull other equipment operators, which are the ones that drive our trucks, to take that route over so we don't delay. It's very important that, we understand things are going to happen, but we need to have something in place to alleviate those delays when they happen, because it's going to happen. We just want to minimize those. That's our goal.
Now, with the city growing and certainly projected growth in population on the horizon, what about the leaf pickup service? Are you in need of additional staff? What do you think the future holds?
I think there's going to be a time to when we look at our current leaf routes in our sections that we're going to have to kind of redraw those lines, for lack of a better term. And as as the city grows, we're going to need equipment to manage that. So, eventually we're going to have to either add a route or take a really hard look at how our current routes are. And we do this each year when we kind of say, are these routes still working? Is one driver in section 1 always overwhelmed? And if that's the case, can we move that boundary line, east or west, to give another driver that might not have the volume that route has an opportunity to kind of share that load a little bit. So we're always kind of reevaluating what our sections look like. We haven't had to change them much, but we're getting there, because a lot of these new neighborhoods are now older neighborhoods, and when they have older neighborhoods, those trees are bigger and they're dropping more leaves. So
good point.
Yeah, we know that there are certain neighborhoods that are more established or older that are going to have a lot more leaves. And we pay attention to the knowledge that Angie has and our ground superintendent Darren Balcom. They know which neighborhoods are going to need a little bit more, are going to take more time to get through them, because they're just more established neighborhoods. So it just takes a constant reevaluation of where our boundary lines and our sections are, and we're getting to the point now where we might have to look at that a little bit more. They do a really good job, and I'm proud of them daily on the work that they do, and it's a really good service to the community.
Absolutely. You have an amazing staff, and Ryan, you do a great job.
Thanks. So do you.
Thank you very much. Thanks again for joining us today, Ryan. And again, we're with Ryan Jones, and he is the Director of Property Management, and many things fall under Ryan, and leaf pickup is one of those services. So we'd like to have you back to the podcast in the future. But thanks for joining the Monroe Living, Our City at Work, and more to come.